So that is a flea cleared out. She looks gloriously spacious at the moment for a short period of time. So got 10 minutes until I need to be at Charlie's detailing, so I'm just going to diver a little bit on Hanborough Road. Is this Hanborough Road? No, it's not, is it? Something view Belgrave. Ah, it's right in front of me, Belgrave Road. What time is it? Got to be in at 11 and it's 10:49. Let me just reply to this message, then we will be on our way. Rightio, without further ado, time to get to Charlie's detailing. I can tell Flea is very enthusiastic the way she read there. Gee. Knock over any old people. Bit moving around going on behind. Stuff sliding out from the storage end area under the cabinet. Ooh, we're going up into murky horribleness. Actually, I need to remember where I'm heading. So the best way to go is up the zigzag, I think. Because we're going to the industrial estate. So we go this way. Not sure I've ever videoed going up here. Flea likes it as well because she knows I used to live up the top on Ocean View Road, and I used to go up and down in this road basically to get to and from the house. Back in the bad old days when I used to live in a stone prison cell. Wow. What horrible weather. I don't know how long Charlie will take to clean the car, but I'm hoping I can just... Hey, the old car battery's just flung out. Actually, I wonder if Charlie will want that old car battery. Could be quite handy. He's a car enthusiast, so he may have a friend who wants it. But I don't want it sliding around before I get there too much. Guy doing? What is he doing? Don't really know, but I'm going that way. Excellent. I've never been in here, but I assume it's around here somewhere. go. So left flea with Charlie. Gonna have a walk up this way, I think. Showing the weather is in a bit better. Drippy and horrible, and I'm wearing completely the wrong shoes for this. Do I go up the muddy route? Probably not, to be honest. What I might do is go up and look at the grab and go up old chute. Let's put Strava on so I can map my route. Let's have a look. There we go. Yeah, it'll be a bit unpleasant going along what will be a very rutted and wet and horrible footpath. Well, the cattle would have been going up and down, so they would have churned it up, especially the rains we've been having. There's the old terminus, what used to be a pub, very nice pub. Well, a nice local pub. Charlie's detailing. There's Raven's Court, as was, it's collapsed. Real shame. I haven't got the external microphone on, so I don't know what the sound quality's going to be like for this walk. Yeah, right up in the drizzle zone now. Yuck. What I might do is cross over here and go up Old Chute. Where it will just be wet and miserable. Wet and miserable. I could just go down into town, but I don't fancy the walk back up again. Although Old Chute is a bit of a walk uphill. It's not too bad. That wind is going to be working on the microphone, on the camera. I guess this wall will give away at some point. Not give away, give way. Splits are getting bigger. It's pretty close to collapse. Yeah, that'll go at some point. Split all the way along. So when that happens, they'll no doubt want to close this road, Ocean View Road, which is a major route in and out of Ventnor. Whew. This is Old Chute. Oh yeah. I love this. Well, it's not too drizzly, and it's not too drizzly today. This is just lovely, isn't it? The misty murk up in the canopy of the trees. I could easily fly the drone in this weather, because it's not too windy, but it would look lovely flying through the canopy. Obviously I'd crash, but you know, it's got to be done, hasn't it? That is lovely. Picture postcard sort of scene, apart from the lamppost. So I literally lived, not on this bit, but a little further along, kind of backing on to that old chute back in the day. They were happy times. When my old man passed away, the house had to be sold. My mum ended up in a little tiny one-bedroom flat in Wootton, so she couldn't stay in Ventnor. It's a shame really, it would have been nice to have kept the house. Long-term asset, but that wasn't to be, not that I would ever have lived in it. It would have been good to have rented it out. Good bit of income. So this is old chute. We're now sitting in the graben. Somebody was telling me this isn't a graben so much as a settling waste tip. So apparently loads of waste was dumped in here and it's just basically settled. I'm not sure I buy that, because I mean it may well have been a waste ground, stuff may well have been dumped in here, but this fault line does continue all the way down there, down towards Ravenscourt. I think it's the same, basically the same geological stress fracture type thing. Then it carries on over the road to Soapsuds Alley and then down to Gillscliff, I think. Pretty sure it's all the same stress fracture. That doesn't mean that this wasn't a rubbish dump. I'm sure the person who told me is correct. Maybe it was rubbish dumped into a sinkhole that was developing. So what came first, the rubbish or the sinking of the land. It's a shame the light or the visibility isn't any better. What I'm going to do is drop down zigzag, I think. Kill a bit of time till Flea is ready again. He said about an hour. There's that wall over there collapsing. That was always collapsing when. So we live just over there, just directly ahead. Yeah, that wall is buckling there. That was always buckling back in the day. They rebuilt it, but it's buckling again. Bit of a split in this wall as well. This used to be toilets here. It's remarkable how many toilets there used to be, public loos, and how most of them have been closed. This has sunk quite a lot since the last time they did some work, which was only about 2 months ago, I think. 2 or 3 months maybe. So yeah, it's very clearly sunk. Definitely an adverse camber. Jesus. It's crazy how much it's sinking. They resurfaced this bit to kind of put plaster over the crack in the road, and it hasn't redeveloped the crack yet, but it probably will do before too long. Let's have a little walk up here, not too far. This is Soapsuds Alley or Steep Hill Down Road. I think it was called Soapsuds because people used to hang their washing out over the road from where they lived, or something like that. There'd be a black cap in there singing, as well as a dunnock. So there was a split in the road just up here. Just see if that's still there. Obviously used to have my van parked up here, the Bolingo, when she was stranded for a few weeks. There's a split, it's still there. hasn't grown by the looks of it. There's another one there, I don't remember that. Yeah. Won't bother going any further because it does get very murky up there, I think. So that will do. Nice little walk there. Great tits. Love it. Absolutely love it. One of my favourite spots up along here. Especially when I was younger, walking up and down, up onto the downs along there, which are really good for migrant birds and butterflies and wildflowers, all sorts. This is a little orchard that's being created by locals. Should be nice when once the trees have grown up a bit. Lots of dunnocks here. Very close one there. Blooming marvellous. Blooming marvellous. Lots of blue tits. Not happy with me being there. Oh, the old bramble leaves are unfurling the new ones. These ones are old from last year. And these little buds are beginning to break for this year's lot. How cool is that? Somebody asked me in the comments section, asked me to continue to do videos when I go overseas. Rest assured that is the plan. I'll do even more videos each day, probably when I'm in Cambodia and that, because there'll be so much to see, or Thailand, wherever I end up going. Probably both. I can't really go out to Southeast Asia and not go to Cambodia at some point, because it's my second home. I lived out there twice, in Phnom Penh and then Sen Monaran in the eastern plains of Cambodia. So this is St Albans Steps. I'm literally just killing time. What I could do is sit on a bench somewhere, because it's not really raining now, and write something for one of my books. But I'm feeling quite relaxed, so I'm not in the right zone for writing at the moment. Just nice to walk. I think the battery's going to go flat on this camera very shortly, so I probably will be writing in a minute. Assuming it's still running, let me check. Yep, still going. Church. So because there is quite a long time before the car's probably ready, sorry, Flea is probably ready, I think I'm going to drop down, but get a bite to eat in Co-op, and then walk all the way back up again. Drop down below the drizzly cloud. That's a flight of steps I used to come down most days. Well, go up and down. Down in the morning, back up again in the evening. So even when I actually lived in the house, I'd still leave the house early in the morning and return later in the evening. I wouldn't be there during the day. What I would normally do is get a cup of coffee, go up in the garden for an hour or two, especially if there are migrant birds going through, and then I head down into town and work in Besties, or the Met in those days. Yeah. How times have changed. This road hasn't changed though, zigzag. The same rusty vans. They literally are the same rusty vans as the 1990s, I think. Ooh. Ooh, excuse me. So I would then cross over here, go down this little flight of steps, and then there's one immediately ahead. It's basically a shortcut. Breezier down here, should go lower. Nice house down here. She used to have a big conservatory at the front of this house. But that kind of fell into dereliction really, and was removed. Lovely spot though, lovely view out to sea from here. First sand martin earlier today in Cornwall. First sand martin of the year that I've seen on the apps. So that is a spring migrant sand martin. Oh, there's two sand martins at Blacktoft Sands, which is up in where is it? Yorkshire, way up north. That's good. Couple of sand martins up there. Any further south? They're basically trickling through, yeah. Herslington, wherever that is, one sand martin. Hunstanton in Norfolk, another sand martin. Oh, hold up, there's another one. Worth in Kent, Stobmarsh in Kent. So the sand martins are arriving today. Crows and Ra 2, that's in Cornwall. Nice. So there's a trickle of sand martins. It is officially spring as far as bird migration goes. Lovely primroses in the churchyard here. This used to be a lot better, but it was ruined really by a project that was done in here. They ripped out all the lovely grassland that was full of wildflowers and replaced it with a lawn which wasn't full of wildflowers. Good bit of Highland Roads. Road repair there has not done the job. Turn you off for a bit whilst I go into town, charge the camera up a little bit. That's a nice little van there, isn't it? Short wheelbase, high roof, absolutely perfect. The island windows one. Not sure what brand that one is. Let's have a look. Really nice shape though. Oh, it's a oh god, is it Renault? Yeah, Renault I think. That would be ideal. I wonder if I can nick it. Ah dear. So what date is it today? 27th. It's only one more day of February. And then we are into proper spring in my view. It's old heritage centre. Oh, let's get a clip of that. Try to remember to put that on the video, which I won't. Ah, there's old Olivia Parks' hut. That's pretty cool. Quite funny really. So Olivia used to live in a hut on stilts on the beach just away along from La Falaise, and now there's me basically living in a car in Ventnor. Not that I'm anywhere near the grandeur of Olivia. She was a genuine figure in Ventnor society. Well, a recluse. She never spoke to anyone as far as I can make out. But yeah. If only she was around now, she would have been a buddy, I think. So I'm gradually meandering my way back up to Charlie's detailing because it's been about an hour now. So should be not far off being ready. going back up into the mist. Lovely bit of a cherry blossom there. Was that a sparrowhawk? Yes, it was. He was perched in the tree here. Two minds about this road being closed. Must have been 18 months now. On the one hand, it's a pain, kind of. Not that I would ever use it for driving, that is. But on the other hand, it's a lovely quiet road now, really peaceful. So I don't know what people think that live along here. Can't imagine it was much of a rat run, because Grove Road is much more direct. This is zigzaggy and all over the place compared to Grove Road. 12 o'clock exactly. What I think I'm going to do is go up Macrocarpa. So they haven't done any underpinning here. There were people working on it, but they've not done anything. Drilled some holes and that's it. So basically, where the wall, or where the land behind the wall, is higher than the public highway, it's the responsibility of whoever owns the bit above. Whereas, if the wall was below the road height, so it was holding up the road, then it would be Isle of Wight Council's responsibility. That's the idea. So this bit, it's whoever owns Macrocarpa, which is this private road, and I'm not sure anyone individually does own it. So there's a dispute with all users of it, presumably, and Isle of Wight Council. So presumably it's all users of this little road is liable for repairing that bit of wall. That's quite a thing to work out, isn't it? Including me, presumably, because I'm walking up it. But I think people who have access to properties along here presumably have part ownership or whatever of Macrocarpa. I don't know. Don't think anyone does. Phew. Yeah, it's Renault, that van I saw. Here's another Renault. Anyway, Charlie Detailing is just up here, so I'm going to turn you off for now until I pick Flea up. So it's early afternoon. Before I go back to Ventnor, because the sun's coming out, look at that, breaking through a little bit. Before I go back to Ventnor and mess the car up again, having got it cleaned by Charlie's Detailing, before I go back to Ventnor, I'm going to have a quick walk around St Lawrence. Put the binoculars on. Only a very short walk up Old Park Road. Have a look at the Old Park Loop, the landslip area, which I don't think would have moved, but I've had a delivery from DPD apparently back at Tony's tea room, so turn the lights off before it goes all murky again. Let's enjoy a bit of the spring, shall we? Might need to get her cleaned on the outside again. This is lovely, isn't it? So maybe the murkiness will lift for the rest of the day. It's probably lovely in Ventnor now. Like I say, I'm just going to have a very quick walk around the loop. Let's put Strava on. There's a great tit. Just flew off there. Dunnock up there singing. Yeah, so up above is very much draped in fog all day, I think. There's goldfinches singing down there. What a lovely area, especially this time of year. I wonder what Old Park refers to. Was there a park here, as in a deer park or something like that? Let's move the microphone a little bit. Maybe there was a deer park here. Have a bit of history to read up on. So the contract I'm doing in Dorset has been extended a little bit. So, although it's the 27th of February, I'm going to be doing it for a little bit longer. Well, just until the end of March. And then the room I've got That's been extended by a week, so into the first week of March. Just so I got a bit more time and a bit more pleasant weather to build flea properly, build the bed frame properly. Don't want to rush it. I don't want to do it in the rain. So bought a little bit more time. Cost me a bit more money, but that's fine. It's worth having the room. I did sleep in the room last night. It's quite nice. Kind of. So I'm just going to check along this loop. A bit rutted there. Bit like a liana. The old wild clematis stem has come down from the canopy. Ooh, it's drizzly a bit now. Changed a lot since the days of the Tropical Bird Park and the Rare Breeds Park, and I suppose Old Park Hotel as well, which is the end of this loop. Not sure you can have an end of a loop, but I think you know what I mean. Nice song thrush up there somewhere. Got to remember to listen out for spring migrant birds, chiff-chaffs, singing or not singing, probably calling initially, maybe singing as well. Or overflying sand martins or swallows. Sand martins are the earliest. Then there's kind of house martin, swallows next in. There was a swallow last week in Cornwall, nice early one. Then the odd wheatear. Probably up on the downs rather than down low. Might be on the harbour, breakwater or something. Little birds returning on their spring migration. I wonder where this little path goes to here. Pretty sure back in the day I must have walked up there. I think it probably goes to Hunt's Road up the top. Not entirely sure though. So it hasn't moved at all since I was last here. I haven't got my proper shoes on, so I'm not going to go very far. Yeah, it's very muddy down there, so I'm not going to go down that way. Lots of trees leaning in odd directions, odd angles. Ah. Right. Just gone 2 PM, so I'm going to have to head back into Ventnor and start rebuilding the bed in Flea, I think. What I don't really have is the timber. I've got some timber, so I don't think right now I'm going to be able to build, well, I know that I'm not going to be able to build the bed proper, so I'm going to bodge it back together again. I've got an extra week. I'll head into Newport probably and try and find a timber merchant, see if I can get, 2x2 or something for legs for a bed frame. I've got other timber which which is suitable for other bits of the bed frame, but I need some 2x2 for the uprights, for the legs. And once I've got that timber, I can get going. I've got a saw, I've got loads of wood glue. Won't bother using screws, I'll just try doing it with wood glue. I might use some screws actually and some bolts maybe. I've got a Black & Decker screwdriver with plenty of screw fittings for it, so I can drill holes in that. And I can ask Paul if I can use any of his stuff in the boathouse. So we'll be alright timber wise, I think. So sorry, not timber wise, gear wise to build it. Just got to have a think about exactly how to build it, what configuration of bed. So I need to design it so I can easily get underneath the storage area, which is under the bed, or will be under the bed. And of course I need to build it in a way that the Bluetti can sit at the front, which I think will become its permanent home for as long as I've got the car. It can sit in the front and still be accessible. Then I've got to think about attaching the solar panels, or attaching one to the roof and the other one will be freestanding, I think. So the one on the roof ideally wouldn't be in a fixed position, it would be attached to the roof, but in a way that I can tilt it up towards the sun, because if I just have it flat on the roof, it's going to be very inefficient, not very good. Is that the old postman coming? Is he stopping or coming? No, he's stopping. He's stopping. Delivering post. Lovely grape hyacinths and primroses. Bit of a daffodil. Some celandine, lesser celandine. Various bits and pieces. Periwinkle, that was one of the ones. Certainly the sky is nice and clear over there, well not clear, but nice and broken cloud over there, so maybe lovely blackbird up there singing. Maybe we will get a bit of sun this afternoon. Maybe I'll even be able to put the solar panel up. Hello, blackbird. Hey, Flea. How are you?